I'll just let people come in the room a little bit because, you know, I um, I can't say I'm surprised because I'm not, but I can't let. It's a lot of emotions. It's a lot of emotions. Of course, I'm upset. I'm highly upset, right? And when I first saw the news alert coming through my phone about the indictments, right? My first thought, um, sorry, fam, I'm just trying to make sure I got my articles straight with this breaking news. Uh, like I said, when I first saw the alert come on my phone, I immediately said I would like to disbar Benjamin the Coon Crump. So I don't care what happens at this point on. That man can no longer practice law. Period. Crump, the attorney, will no longer practice law and defend black people. He is not fit to be an attorney. So I want to disbar Crump right now. If I gotta start a petition, I'll do it myself. I want to disbar Crump. He is not allowed, again, to practice law and defend black people. This man needs to lose his license, his law, whatever the case may be. I don't want to see him do nothing for black people regarding law, practicing law. So that man needs to lose his goddamn job. Period. Okay, that was my first reaction in my head, because this fool last week or whatever they announced that so-called $12 million settlement, hush money, had the audacity to say, "Oh yeah, well, the $12 million." I can't really speak like him because he speaks like a runaway slave, but the $12 million is the largest settlement ever. Flat out lie. We all saw the bullshit. Flat out lie. Right? And I'm not an attorney, I'm not a lawyer, but I would imagine that what you have to do as far as settlements is concerned, you have options. You know what's going to happen before it happens. So in other words, Crump, the goddamn coon attorney, he said, okay, he sat with Breonna Taylor's family. Here's your options, right? And again, I can only kind of picture this happening because, again, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not an attorney. I don't have, that's not my field of expertise. I'm in IT. So, but my point is that Crump knew this shit was going to happen. So he made the family sit down and say, hey, you have this choice. Take this money because these goddamn race soldiers, they're going to get a slap on the wrist. Two of them are not going to get charged. One of them going to get charged with a slap on the wrist. Class D felony, up to 5 years. Up to 5, meaning 1 to 5. And the goddamn race soldiers, they got Blue Lives Matter. So they're going to do the minimum sentence. 1 year or less. Get out of there. He gets released, gets another job. Life goes on. Life is beautiful. Right? As you guys come in, please hit the like button because I definitely want people to see this. This is my real reaction. Hit the like button, please. So, like I said, I read the article and I'll read it to you. My initial thoughts was when I read it. I'm gonna read it again. It says, Louisville, Kentucky. A Kentucky grand jury on Wednesday indicted former Louisville police officer Brett Hickerson on 3 counts of first-degree wanton endangerment in the fatal shooting of Breonna Taylor. The 2 other officers involved in the shooting, Sergeant Jonathan Mattingly and Detective Miles Cosgrove were not indicted. Okay. A wanton endangerment charge is a Class D felony and carries a penalty up to 1 to 5 years in prison. The charges read by Judge Annie O'Connell on Wednesday said that Hankerson wantonly shot a gun into 3 apartments. The occupants of those apartments were identified by initials. None of them were BT, Breonna Taylor. That means the grand jury didn't find that Hankerson wantonly fired into her department. That is just, see, these white motherfuckers are so devious. They'll find all kinds of loopholes. All kinds of loopholes in laws to protect them. Damn. The judge set a bond of $15,000 cash bond for Hankerson. Blue Lives Matter can raise that within seconds. The announcement comes after Kentucky Attorney General Daniel Cameron's office presented its findings to the jury. Earlier this week, his team has been investigating the Taylor shooting since May. In anticipation of Cameron's announcement, Louisville Mayor Greg Fisher invoked a 72-hour curfew effective Wednesday night from 9 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. A week ago, Fisher announced the city agreed to a $12 million settlement with Breonna Taylor's family that includes more than a dozen police reforms. That don't mean a goddamn thing. Reforms means nothing. The uncertainty swirling around the decision on possible criminal charges in Taylor's death has drawn both local and international attention as protesters have marched and chanted on Louisville's streets for 119 consecutive days. Protesters in Louisville and supporters across the U.S. have called for justice for Breonna. Now, y'all can scream that till your heart turns blue, because that ain't gonna happen. It has not happened. And like I said, man, get Crump out of there. Crump no longer should practice law, period. Crump, the goddamn coon lawyer, should no longer practice law and defend black people. If we need to get a lawyer, we need to get a lawyer. First of all, this is what black people don't understand. If you guys know about Dr. Claude Anderson. I've always been a student of Dr. Claude Anderson and Powernomics. And one of the things he says in his book Powernomics is you have different layers of politics. And black people, we just don't understand how politics works. It's about control. It's about who you control, who you buy. It's not about who you support. It's about who you control and who you buy. So when you're behind a candidate or anybody in a public capacity, if you will, right? You have to be behind them financially, right? At the same time, when you're behind them, financially backing them, that means they are going to do whatever they can to protect you and your agenda. And that's what black people have never done. They've never had that kind of mentality in terms of supporting a public figure or some kind of candidate. They just want to ride the wave because somebody's a Democrat or whatever the case may be, and that's it. But there's no tangible, there's no agenda for black society, there's nothing, right? So, like I said, once we have, because I don't want to see Crump practice law again. Once we get Crump out of here, we need to back somebody, right? Support them financially, back them so that they have an agenda for us that can protect us, right? So going forward, we can have a lawyer that knows what the fuck they're doing, right? We can't have shit like this no more, period. So Crump got to get out of here, all right? Crump has to get out of here, period. So again, if I got to start a petition or whatever, I will do that. So yeah, man. Yeah, there's a reason why they did that. They did that goddamn curfew shit and the just bracing themselves for all the negative attention that this announcement would receive, which of course it's which, like I said, of course, is definitely deserved negative attention, right? So again, if you guys just joining or just found out about this, man, they indicted one out of the three officers who were involved in the execution of Breonna Taylor at her apartment. One of the officers were charged with the Class D felony. It's called wanton endangerment, which basically means it's a slap on the wrist. A Class D felony is 1 to 5 years in prison, which means in the dominant white society's terms, he's going to serve 1 year or less, get released, find another job, and continue with his life. So that's what's going to happen. And again, this goes back to Crump, the coon lawyer. He knew all of this. Whenever you do a settlement, again, you have all your options. You say, hey, you could take the settlement or you can fight it out, right? And seek bigger charges than what they're supposed to be getting. The family knew this shit too. That's the stuff that, again, that $12 million was hush money. It's hush money. And the reason why, they had to accept it because, of course, their family, they didn't have money. So they had to accept it. So the money was there for them to shut up because, and Crump said, take this money. They're not going to get charged with anything except a slap on the wrist. Take this money. I'm going to go and do a press conference and act like this is the biggest settlement on earth and everybody's happy. When it comes to find out, Crump is the biggest attorney fraud I've ever seen in my damn life. When y'all come and hit that like button, please. Hit the like button, please, because I'm really turned regarding this decision. I knew it was going to be bad news, but not this kind of bad news. But yeah, all of my anger right now is towards Crump, Benjamin Crump, the goddamn coon lawyer. That's who I don't want to see. I don't want to see him practice law anymore. He needs his license disbarred, period. Are you guys in the chat? I can't see nobody. Excuse me. Live chat. Okay, I see the chat now. All right, cool. Was good, Water Sniper, Black Beacon, RLI. Yeah, I was saying that, since day one, it's hush money. It's unfortunate that, you see, Crump is he is a leech. He leeches off of black families with low income who are victims of tragic situations. I'll repeat myself. Benjamin Crump is a leech who preys off of black families who were involved in a tragic incident, who are low income, right? And so he will swoop in, act like he cares about the family, act like he, he's there for the people, for the family, protect them and all that stuff. When in reality, all he wants to basically do is just, get his percentage of the settlement. That's not justice. It's far from justice. It's personal gain. Personal gain for his own pocket. Right? Crump, a mediator, says, you know what? Let's have a second set of eyes look at this case. But that's not the case, man. I wish somebody else was able to, it's just so many things going through my mind right now. Like, how do you have all these motherfuckers out there protesting and marching and y'all couldn't see this shit happening? Makes no fucking sense to me, man. Y'all got hundreds of thousands of people out there protesting and marching and y'all couldn't see this shit happening. The true enemy, people always talk about, and myself, right? The enemy, of course, is white supremacy and of course, systemic oppression. We know that. But we also have enemies within ourselves, right? Black people, we're enemies within ourselves. And so if you don't realize that, you become blind and you become um, a fixture of cognitive dissonance, right? Someone that you share information that pretty much contradicts whatever they believe in or whatever they know, but you ignore it and you continue to push forward with whatever you're trying to accomplish, because that's going to lead you down a, a terrible path. Um, but I say all that to say that I just kind of, like I said, I wish that somebody could have said, that settlement, that's not enough. Does the settlement include indictments of all three? At least 30 years in prison or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like something like that, or a higher charge, right? So, man, I'm just highly disappointed. I'm highly disappointed, and if y'all go, if black people are going to riot and protest, that's not the right energy. The first energy y'all should be doing, don't riot and protest and just start destroying police buildings and all that shit. That's a waste of fucking time. Don't do that. What y'all need to do and focus on is get Benjamin Crump, disbar him of his license. That's the first set of rules. Disbar Benjamin Crump of his license to practice law. Once you do that, we have to back a black lawyer financially that will, first of all, protect us, have our backs, and we have an agenda in place to make sure that happens, right? So that's the first two things we got to take care of. Get Crump disbarred, and we have to back another lawyer financially. Period. Because I don't want to see Crump practice law ever again. Ever again. Point blank and simple. Point blank and simple. RLS says Crump doesn't actually win cases. He takes cases pro bono, threatens the PD and city of legal, and then receives a financial settlement. That's his game. But why can't anybody see this? Doesn't matter. He shouldn't be practicing. He shouldn't be practicing law. Period. Crump shouldn't be practicing law. Period. Period. Get him out of there. Get him out of there. Shit, I don't give a shit if he takes cases pro bono or what. I don't care. He should not be practicing law. Period. He's like the poster child for tragic events happening to black families. I'm tired of seeing his face. I'm tired of seeing him practice law. Get him out of there. Period. Get him out of there, man. I'm done with him. So again, I wouldn't be surprised. Of course, people are angry. I'm upset. I wouldn't be surprised. People are going to riot and protest in Louisville and other places across the country. But that's not the right type of energy right now. The right type of energy right now is to find another lawyer that's going to protect black society. Get rid of Crump. That's the first set of rules I suggest. Get rid of Crump and find another lawyer. We back him financially and find another lawyer that's going to protect us. Remember, guys, Johnny Cochran is no longer here. Johnny Cochran is no longer here. We have yet to find another Johnny Cochran type of lawyer. Right? So, That's pretty much all I can think of right now, man. I'm just like I said, a lot of emotions are going through my head right now. A lot of emotions are going through my head right now. Lots of it. So, it's crazy. Let me see. Crowds in Louisville where Taylor was shot at home in March. Says crowds in Louisville where Taylor. Damn, this is a. Crowds in Louisville where Taylor was shot at home in March reacted angrily to the announcement by a judge that a grand jury had decided to indict just one of the police officers involved on 3 charges of wanton endangerment. I'm just looking for like live. Maybe I'll just look up Louisville news. Yeah, I'm just trying to look up and see what the actual city is going through right now. What are they doing? Are they trying to riot and protest or what? And I got to get out of here in a few minutes. I got a meeting with my
Yes, ma'am.
my son's teacher in 2 minutes. So, but again, appreciate you guys joining live. Hit the like button. All that good stuff.
So what I was saying.
Oh, I forgot that Attorney General of Kentucky is black. A black coon. I think he's married to a white lady. I forgot about him too.
Comment on that. This team.
So get him out of there too.
Presented.
Actually, that Attorney General doesn't matter. Let's start with Crump first. Start with Crump. Get rid of Crump.
Your other question was about.
Get rid of Crump first.
Racial makeup of.
Well,
I'm black.
And go from there.
I speak for the entire department, and I hope that will satisfy that question. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that don't mean a goddamn thing.
I know that you said the investigation has obviously taken months and it was presented to the grand jury Monday. Can you tell us when did the grand jury how long did they deliberate? Did they begin on Monday or did they begin Tuesday? And that was of this week, correct?
The grand jury was presented with the information today. I won't get into the specifics of when they began their deliberations, but I will say that they started early Monday and concluded sometime before noon. And so they heard everything they needed to hear. We didn't withhold anything from them, and I hope that satisfies your question.
General, can you tell me a little bit more about this task force? You know, Senate President Stivers and Representative Scott are introducing warrant bills for the next legislative session. Are they going to?
All right, y'all. I'm just gonna continue to watch this video, but I gotta get off here and go to a parent teachers conference meeting with my son. So appreciate you guys joining live. I'll do another follow-up video later on tonight regarding my reaction to this, but this is my live reaction to the Breonna Taylor case indictment. Again, only one race soldier was charged out of 3, and the one race soldier that was charged got a slap on the wrist, 1 to 5 years in prison, a Class D felony. And of course, when you're white, you only serve 1. When you have 1 to 5 year range, they basically means you start from the lowest. So you get 1 year or less in prison. He'll be out, find another job, and he'll continue with his life. So anyway, thanks for guys for joining live. Look out for another video later on today, family. Until next time, peace.